Hey boys, and welcome back to another Bleach Soul video, and today we have a new series on the channel, Reasons to Resurrect. Now these series of videos, I'm going to be covering the newly resurrected characters every time they do drop. Luckily for me, I do have most of them. If I don't, I'm going to have to buy them just to make these kind of videos. But the main reason I'm even doing these kind of videos is because I want to talk about these old characters I didn't have a chance to talk about when they did drop, because obviously I didn't do YouTube. I've only been doing YouTube for 2 years. So with this series, I guess we are able to talk about the characters and just give you my thoughts and opinions on the newly resurrected characters. Were they worth it? Was it a good upgrade or was it a bad upgrade? Spoiler alert, most of them are always bad upgrades, but nonetheless, some of them do actually get some good upgrades. Now, with the nature of resurrections, only some characters are going to be good, most of them are going to be links, but in the coming future, we will be getting better characters getting resurrections. More specifically, when we do get to the TLA arc, these TLA characters are going to have, or some of them, at least most of them, are actually going to be good when they do get resurrected, because those extra stats, even the smallest increase of skills, will probably make them a bit better, so look forward to that. But for now, we have to go through, I guess, the boring characters. But that being said, these characters right here are kind of cool, especially when they did come out. So to start off this series, we have the tag team Noble Bearing summon. So these characters right here were actually, if you didn't know, Global's first anniversary banner. It did come in a step up banner, and the final step of this banner was actually a 10% rate, which was kind of hype, right? It was a downgrade, to be honest, because the previous anniversary, like 6 months before that, for Japan's anniversary, did feature a 15% step up banner. So when this banner did drop, there was a bit of controversy because the rates did get lowered, but the banner itself was actually kind of cool. We did actually feature the Dangai Ichigo, who was still being sought after. Red Kenpachi was actually there, who was actually a good character at the time. You know, you had Heisen, Baragon. There was actually a good filler pool, but you can see the filler pool was also, you know, there's a lot of filler characters, and that's why the 10% rate, while it was cool, you know, trying to actually go for an individual character was kind of low. Lucky for me, I actually did end up getting Rangiku back then, so that was actually kind of hype, and she was actually one of my main go-to characters for the longest of times. So that being said, you know, there's a little throwback to the banner. Let's talk about the characters. Now, before we even do get into the characters, there's one thing you should know about resurrections. The stat increase for every character is always the same. Every character, when they do resurrect, they're going to get 35 stamina, 54 additional attack, 6 defense, 17 focus, and 88 SP. That's always going to upgrade their stats. Then again, with Transcendence, stats don't really matter that much. It's mainly about the skills and the strong attacks that they have. Like I said earlier, most of these characters don't have the best strong attacks, but in the future, they will start to get better, and that's something to look forward to. Alright, so let's talk about Rangiku first. Rangiku is a speed Aranka holo killer. She is a tag team, so she does have access to 2 killers, and in this case, she actually did get 2 useful killers right there. She is a 14 recharge link, which was kind of high bleeding up to her resurrection because of the fact that she's a raw 14 recharge. Maybe she's going to get a good secondary effect, and unfortunately, she got freeze duration, so that is her secondary effect. It's not that good anymore. I mean, freeze isn't good, let's be honest, but she is still a 14 recharge, and now her being resurrected, if you do have 2 copies of her, you now have access to 2 14 recharge links, so that's kind of good. I actually do have 2 Rangikus in my box, so I'm going to be using 2 at the same time when I'm, you know, if I need 2 14 recharge links. And also, funny enough, she is my most used link, I believe, so that's kind of funny. So what upgrades did she get for the resurrection? Alright, so let's talk about her skills. Originally, in her non-resurrectable form, she had 40% Berserker, 30% Bruiser, 40% Devastation, 20% Havoc, Sprinter +1, and Weakened Defense. So again, going back to what I said earlier, because she didn't have Frenzy, she kind of worked as a decent hybrid, and her Chappy build wasn't actually bad on this character. Now, with her Resurrection form, she actually lost the 40% Berserker in exchange for Frenzy, which in my opinion is actually a good upgrade, because let's be honest, she is an SP-based character. She worked well as a Chappy back then, but now times have changed, and Frenzy is actually a good thing for her. Unfortunately, with her strong attacks, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but hey, in my opinion, it is a good upgrade. And that's basically it for the skills. She lost Berserker in exchange for Frenzy, which is a plus in my opinion. And with the skills out of the way, let's go into the gameplay for this Rangiku. Alright, so this is the Rangiku we are showcasing today. Now, she isn't link slotted, and for the most part, future resurrected characters aren't going to be link slotted because I don't have time to be link slotting these characters. In the future, I might, but for now, they're just going to be unlink slotted. So yes, I'm showcasing an unlink slotted character. Absolutely perfect. But as for her links, we did give her some decent links, probably the best links possible. We have the Stark, which is giving us minus 12% strong attack recharge and 16% strong attack damage. We have the Byakuya, basically the exact same link, just a power character. And then we have the Frenzy Byakuya, giving us 18% strong attack damage and minus 10% on our strong attack recharge. So overall, we have a recharge time of minus 48%. So that's actually quite good. As for the links, we have a Tenjin tie, we have the Lieutenant's badge, and we have the Fortification pill. And that being said, let's check her out. Alright, very lucky for us, this quest right here actually does have Hollow and a Ranga character, so we're going to have a killer against all enemies, which is a good thing. So let's check her out again. I haven't used her in a while, but this is our Nat string. The Nat string for the time, like I said, was actually quite good. Let me just turn down my game sound. We can afford to take damage, but no worries. So that's the first strong attack. It just sends out the love beams, or the love hearts, which is, you know, unique-wise, you kind of miss this, right? New characters nowadays, they all have the exact same strong attacks, but it was kind of cool back then when we got strong attacks like this, that they aren't good, but, like, you know, old characters really did have some unique strong attack effects. So I kind of like it. And with the killer effect, or with the fact that she does have Frenzy, it is quite nice. And her third, you can see right there, it isn't full screen. It's hardly even full screen. The radius on the third is quite bad. It is range collision, so you have to hit quite a few times to do a lot of damage. But hey, as for her second, it is a, like, circle area effect in front of her. It's actually, for a character this bad, like, old, I was about to say this bad, she is kind of good. Like, her second strong attack holds up. Her first and third, not really. You can see there we just broke his guard. We barely did any damage there, but it's fine. The second is definitely the best thing about her, and that's mainly because it is a melee collision strong attack. The other two should just be ranged. So there you go. Let's just do that. Let's do this. So again, the second, it does, you know, lack a bit, but hey, it's fine. Let's use our first. It is kind of cool to see Hanako. I always kind of did like Hanako, so I was actually kind of happy to pull her, because especially I had to buy Hanako. I actually never pulled her back when she came out, or any Zanpakuto characters. I think I only had a few of them. So let's just do this. We're probably going to nuke the next stage, so we can just clear as fast as we can. Let's do that. You can see there, because the third strong attack is range collision, we hit the enemy, but we barely did any damage because he got out of the range, I guess. So let's do first. There we go. So we're hitting around 4Ks. For a non-link stock character, we're doing just fine, I guess. For a character this old, I'll take it. Let's use our third, and then let's nuke here. So this is her special attack. Kind of cool. It's always nice to see tag team specials. So there you go. That's that rune done, and now we're on to the final boss, which we should just nuke with our special. So let's take this. Let's actually see how much damage we do on our Mad for first strong attack. Okay, decent. There we go. Stage is done. That was the Rangiku Showcase. So what was our clear time? Again, I wasn't trying to speed or clear anything, but just a quick showcase. We got the end screen. It's actually quite cool. I like it. I like it. We got 2-minute clear time. I mean, you know what? Characters can clear in a minute nowadays, but she's usable, and that's the thing kind of good about this game. Many people focus on getting these new characters, but you forget the fact that many of these old characters can clear the game, right? Like, the game isn't hard. It's just some characters clear a lot faster. But that was the Rangiku Showcase. Now let's move back onto the next character. And now it's time to talk about Soyfon. Soyfon, like I said earlier at the start of the video, she was actually one of the best Nat characters at the time of her release. And actually, I believe the best Nat character. She had the highest attack at the time, and her attack stat right now caps at 740 without Transcendence. So I guess it's somewhat high, but again, with Transcendence, if you really wanted to use her, you can increase that. Now, as for her killers, she does have Sorrypa and Espada. Again, two killers that don't really bounce off each other, but hey, I guess it's somewhat useful. If you did actually want to use her in PvP, nah, you're not going to use her in PvP now, but back then, that Espada killer was kind of useful. The Sorrypa killer effect was actually kind of useful when you did bring her into some quests, but the Espada, you're not really going to see. Now, as for her soul trait, she did have 20% non-attack damage, which was good because she is a non-attack damage character, and unfortunately, like the other two, her second soul trait is now poison duration minus 55%. I guess it makes sense for Soulfon, but it's not really that good of an upgrade. Now let's talk about her skills. Okay, so originally this Soulfon had the following skills: Berserker plus 30%, Bombardment, Bruiser plus 15%, Havoc plus 15%, and Sprinter plus 1. So, you know, a decent set of skills. She does have Bombardment, I guess. Like the Bombardment is kind of cool, but you're not really going to use her because she is more of a chappy-based character. But now let's look at her new skills, which are as follows: Berserker plus 30%, Bombardment, Bruiser plus 40%, Debilitator for 2 seconds, Havoc plus 20%, and Sprinter plus 1. So honestly, skill-wise, she also did get a very decently good upgrade. Berserker stayed the same, Bombardment she kept, but instead of having 15% Bruiser, she now has 40% Bruiser, so she's now doing 25% extra normal attack damage, which is a plus in my opinion. It isn't really going to change her much, but hey, it means she's doing extra damage. She also did pick up Debilitator for 2 seconds, which is also, I guess, a plus because she does inflicts poison, so now the poison lasts an extra 2 seconds just to do a bit more damage. and her Havoc skill increased by an extra 5%, so now is 20, so I guess she has 5% extra strong attack range. So that's the character, let's showcase her. Alright, so now let's showcase Soyfun. So this is the build we are going with Soyfun. We have a Hollow Bait, we have the Golden Chappie, and then we have the normal Chappie, and then we've given her 3 Zangetsu links just to make it a lot easier. So our total normal attack damage increase is now 135%. And that being said, let's check her out. Alright, so for Soyfun, we're bringing it into the droplet zone where she does have Killer, which is Hollow Killer. So let's check out her strong attacks. Her first, I believe, is the lunge. It is a decent lunge, to be fair. Nat string, we're hitting around 4k, 3k. With the build, okay, 7k there. So I believe her, so that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me redo this. So yeah, that second to last hit, the kick one, it is split magnification, so she is going to be hitting less, but she hits a few times, right? So we're still fine. Her second is a Vortex, so the second Vortex is actually quite good. Vortexes on Nat characters are always good to have. Unfortunately for her, the Vortex length, like, it's not that long. It pretty much ends really quick. But hey, she also does have 4 flash steps, so you can just basically get out any situation very easy. As for our first hit, though, we're actually hitting quite good. Like, I know we do have killer advantage. We're hitting around 14k. That's fine. Her range, though, is a bit on the lower side, so we have to get very close. And you can see that sometimes we can even get hit. We did actually poison there, so that's going to last a few extra seconds. And then her third is basically an AoE around her. It's a pretty good strong attack to have if there are a few enemies around you that you don't want to really get hit by. Unfortunately, as I say that, we get hit. So you can see here, compared to the Rangiku Showcase, where she is an SP character, we're getting hit a lot more often than I'd like to. To be fair, I mean, you know, it's a bit hard with this character because she doesn't have the best range, so we are open to more attacks. We aren't dying because we do have a good build, but she's doing okay. She's doing just fine, to be fair. Slower side, of course, because she is old, but decent, usable. And you can see that we actually did get hit. So I should be more careful, but see, I'm just getting hit, right? I can afford to, though, because I do have a good I have a good setup build, right? So I can afford to get hit, but with the character's range, yeah, like, I end up getting hit a lot more. And because we're not one-shotting like I would with Oetsu or other characters, we do end up getting hit more often, and I just need to make sure I dodge more. So yeah, strong attack-wise, decent. I should probably use her second a bit more just to group them up, maybe guard break and stuff like that. But yeah, she's okay. She's okay. We can't nuke here because obviously we don't have, we have a Chappie build. We can't really, you know, use our Soul Bomb, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, so let's dodge out of the way there. Let's group him up. Unfortunately missed the enemy on the left, but no worries. We missed there on the last hit. So yeah, if she had more range, that would be a bit better for her. But it's fine. Now we're on to the final room. We're going to use our Soul Bomb just to show it off. But it's not really going to do anything. But hey, it does poison. There we go. So pretty cool special. Lucky for us, he is... Oh... Please don't let me die. Ooh, okay. Lucky for us, I spoke too soon. That's what happened. So we can Vortex there, and there we go. So we did get frozen. You know, that's not the best thing to happen, but we almost died there, but we did beat it. And also, another cool end screen. Lucky for us, we did have 4 flash steps, so we were able to get out there real quick. But yeah, definitely, I mean, we played, what, 30 seconds slower than Rangiku did. I didn't have fun playing this character. Rangiku was a bit usable. I could use her again. Won't do it, but I could. This Soyfun, this is the last time I'm ever playing with this character. It was a bit hard to play as her with her range, the damage she was doing. We wasn't one-shotting the holo character, so it was a bit of a pain to use her. But that being said, now let's go on to the last character, who is Sgt. Moving on to the next character, we have Sgt and Tenkan, which also was actually Tenkan's first 5-star because he actually got the 4-star treatment when Zanpakutos were actually getting a character. So this Sgt right here is a heart character with the Captain Holo combination of killers. Again, he is a tag team character, so he does have 2. Now this combination of killers isn't very useful, in my opinion. The Holo killer is nice, but the Captain, I mean, I guess he does more damage to bosses, but that isn't very good. You want more so two PvE killers or 2 killers that bounce off each other. For example, if he took away the Holo killer and got Soripa, that would have been a good killer combination. Now, as for his soul trait, he did originally have strong attack damage plus 20%, and his new second soul trait is paralysis duration minus 55%. So unfortunately, similar to Rangiku and Soyfun, when we do get to her, they got the bad end of the stick for these soul traits. These soul traits, these second ones are pretty much pointless, and you're never going to really use these. Maybe aside from Rangiku, because she is already a 14 recharge link, yeah, I guess you're going to maybe like the fact that now your freeze duration is going to be lowered by 55%. But for Sajin, not very a good link anymore. You're never going to really use this character as a link. But let's talk about his upgrade for his skills. Alright, so originally this Sgt skill set were as followed. Bruiser plus 20%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation plus 20%, Frenzy, Long Reach plus 25%, and Sprinter plus 1. And now his new set of skills is Bruiser plus 20%, Debilitator plus 5%, Devastation plus 40%, Frenzy, Long Reach plus 30%, and Sprinter plus 1. So the only thing that really changed is he got an additional 5% on his Long Reach, so his NAD now has a tiny bit of extra range. And now his Soul Bomb is also going to nuke harder because it is now 40% instead of 20%. So unlike Rangiku, where she got a skill taken off for a better skill, this Sergeant just saw a few small percentage increases on his actual skill. So a decent upgrade, but that being said, let's actually showcase the character. Alright, so this is the Sgt Showcase. So basically, exact same build as Rangiku. We have the Tension tie, we have the Lieutenant's badge, we have the Fortification build, all with 30% SP, and then we have the Byakuya, the Tag Team Byakuya, which is a very good link. We have the Frenzy Byakuya, also a very good link, and then we have the Stark, also a very good link. Probably the 3 best links you can give to a non-link slotted character. So let's go into the gameplay. Alright, so I've probably never even played with this character before. Let's see, I actually have no idea what his kit is. So his first is that looks like a range collision strong attack. Nad string is terribly slow, but that's fine. He is an SP character. Yeah, ooh, very slow. Let's use our first there. There we go, we killed them. I think his third is just like yeah, that range on his third is very, very bad. But this is what SP characters were back then. Now he did come with Frenzy originally, so he kind of got the worst upgrade, but he already had the best skills previously to that. So far so good. His second is actually kind of cool. Again, you kind of miss the uniqueness of these strong attacks, like nowadays, right? Everyone's always having the same thing, but I kind of like it. He is on the slower side, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. That third could be a lot better, to be fair. I wish I had more range, but it's fine. Let's use our second. Second is pretty good for clearing up some enemies. We can't kill the Aranka enemies, but maybe if we were link side, we probably could, but I'm not doing that. So there we go. Let's wait for some enemies to group up. There we go. We'll use our third. 6k. It's alright. The activation time is on the slower side for the SA2. If it was a bit faster, that'd actually be quite good. We missed on the first. So this is where you can see the problems with this character. The activation times are terribly slow. And that first... So you can see, yeah, we missed them, right? This is why, while the strong attacks are cool and unique, they're not practical. They're very, very slow and have some problems. But it's fine. So this is our first. Didn't really position that quite well, but it's fine. Let's go to these dons and then use our seconds. Missed one of them, so great. Third. There we go, nice and easy. Second. Okay. So, I think out of all 3 showcases I've done so far, Rangiku is probably the best, but she did have access to 2 killers. 2 actual usable killers. So, unfortunately for this Sergeant and the Soyfon, they had PvP killers. But luckily for, Rangiku, she did actually have 2 good killers. So, it made it clearing easier. But this Sergeant... also a pain to play. Like, you can see we got hit there. I did use my Nad string, so that was a bit of a stupid decision on my part. But, yeah. I'm dodging way too much now. I'm starting to not like this character, if I'm being honest. So, this is my thirds. And let's back up. Let's get into this corner. Let them come to us. We don't come to them. There we go. And then, SA2. Missed the enemy. But it's fine. It's fine. And then we're going to nuke on this stage. So, let's do that. That really missed? Really? Okay. Okay, game. Okay. Alright, we need to kill this guy first before we nuke. There we go. And then let's go here. Let's do that. Didn't kill. It didn't kill, but that's fine. We did almost one-shot them, and we do have paralysis, so we do kill. Or we don't kill. They actually get stuck there for like around 5 or so, 7 seconds, I believe. So that's okay. And then, now, let's nuke the final boss to see our SA2. There we go. Okay, special-wise, I like it. It's not the best special, but first time it was probably pretty good. And then... That's his end screen? Okay, the last 3 characters, they had some pretty cool end screens. So that was the showcase, a 3-minute clear time. Funny enough, the slowest of the 3. which is kind of weird because he is an SP-based character. But I guess that clear time also kind of shows the best to worst. In my opinion, you know, I'm not even going off of clear time, but in my opinion, the Rangiku was definitely the best of the three. Soyfun was pretty good for an ad character, definitely not the best character, but back then she was actually quite good. And Sgt, yeah, that's basically it. So that was the gameplay showcase. Now let's go back to the, I guess, analysis part where I'm going to end the video. Alright, so that was the banner, the tag team summons Noble Bearing. So as a batch that did get resurrected, they got some decent skill upgrades, more so the Soyfun and the Rangiku, but overall, are they an improvement? Yes. Are they worth resurrecting? Yes, but that's mainly for the orbs and not so much the characters. Rangiku will see some use because she is a 14 recharge link, but Soyfun and Sgt, they're probably going to sit in your box for the rest of the game's lifespan. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button, subscribe, share all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these characters. Do you have any memories of these characters playing back when they did drop? And that was the video. I'll see you lads tomorrow. Peace.